I am Dennis Heater.
Brad Stanke.
Bob Woodward.
Jim Lewis.
Philip McGlasson.
Robert Jessamine.
Jerry Young.
I was 10 when we moved to Oregon.
Oh, we came here in 1977. I was working with the U.S. Geological Survey and we moved around a lot, and they put up a permanent office here, so we moved here at that point and been here ever since.
I'm the owner of Hutch's Bicycle Store here in town, which we opened in 1981.
Probably the band was skiing in 1978.
Well, we've opened a Volkswagen repair shop in 1974.
My nicknames are Art Deco, Reverend Lester Polyester, Al Dente, Lars Klister, and Sven Hardvax.
Wrong way.
Back in the day, a lot of the guys called me Bob, or actually I had some other nicknames too. Jed.
Well, there's Heater Dog.
No.
Let's see, Handlebar Heater. They called me that for a while because when one of my first mountain bikes, I put these old Bultaco motorcycle bars on there. They were like this wide, and they were solid aluminum. So they called me Handlebar Heater for a while.
No, I don't have one.
It's kind of an honorable name now, but Cheater Heater, they called me.
A lot of the people knew me as Jim Schwinn because I was the Schwinn dealer. And there was a fellow that thought for years that my last name was actually Schwinn. It's like, no, that's the brand that we carried, and my last name is Lewis. But that was probably the closest thing to a nickname that I had.
It just hit me one day on a ride. I said, it'd be fun to have a funny name. So I entered races as Art Deco. That was my race name. And then one day I was walking to the post office downtown and a guy yelled, "Hey Art, you did a good job this weekend." I thought, oh my God, it's taken hold. What have I done?
What is mountain biking? Well, I'd say that's riding a bicycle in the dirt.
Well, I guess it's different for everyone, but for me, it's just getting out and seeing new places and enjoying the outdoors. I never was too much into going as fast as I could or going off jumps, but I just basically like to be outdoors. And I used to hike, but that you're kind of limited, so with the bike you can travel much farther.
You get out in the woods. You can go farther and see just as much than if you're hiking.
It's just a thrill.
I love to be out in the woods or wherever, even out Horse Ridge or wherever. It's just being out, get fresh air, see things, and that's one thing neat about a mountain bike is you can travel quite a distance on a mountain bike.
And it's a sociable thing too, to be with your friends.
It was always a closeness, like I say with Dennis and Phil and the guys out of Hutch's.
Kind of have fun, party time kind of thing, It was just, we were all out there for a good time, and that's all we were really doing, It was just adventure time is what it was. Get a bunch of us together and, we'd have a great time. Ride, pack a lunch. We always packed lunches because our ride days were usually an all-day thing. And, take off early in the morning and drive to a location, ride all day, and then come home.
Initially, the Deschutes wilderness was not restricted to bicycles. So we could actually ride in the wilderness areas because they hadn't had a problem, and there was only a handful of us doing that kind of riding at the time. So we could cover a lot of territory, a lot of ground fairly fast compared to hiking.
The emphasis really was on exploring, having a good time, but finding new places to go, new trails, new vistas, just exploring in general.
Yeah, we didn't really think of ourselves as pioneers back then, but when we first started riding, you could go down a trail and see bike tracks on it, and you could identify about half of 3 or 4 of the tracks on it. You knew who was on the bike. So it was fun.
We wanted to go where nobody else has been on a bicycle. That was our main goal, and we did that. There are people who will never go where we went. I doubt if you'll ever see anybody riding the Three Sisters Wilderness around all Three Sisters again on a bicycle.
Let's just say that we rode in places today that you would be arrested for.
When we were in the Gerhardt Wilderness, we ran into a ranger up there, and this was probably 81 or 2, maybe 83. And he said, "Hey, I don't think you guys are supposed to be here." And I go, "Oh, okay, so what do we do?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know." He says, "Carry on." At that time, they haven't really passed any rules or laws or told the Forest Service that they need to shoot us on sight yet.
When you're younger and stuff, and we got on our mountain bikes and stuff, we did a lot of crazy things. We thought at the time, not nearly as crazy as I see the guys doing now. I just, you know, but we tried a lot of downhill stuff and rode in a lot of improved areas and that type of thing. And we bailed off a bunch, so a lot of road rash and skinned up and gravel. And you know, as you get older, you just start saying, well, you know, we thought we were fast then, but the older we get, the faster we was.
In 81 is what we're calling our official date. I decided we needed to have t-shirts and we needed to be somewhat of an organized club or unorganized club. So we decided to call ourselves the Black Rock Grupo. And we had, I don't know, maybe 8 or 10 of us to start with. We all had black sleeveless t-shirts. We were trying to be badasses, I guess.
It went from, as Dennis has talked about and others talked about, this discovery, finding new places, finding new vistas, having the joy of, oh wow, this is so cool, we found discovery. That went away and became more competition oriented. Racing became a big deal. Expensive bikes became a big deal. So it took a whole different direction.
There's a lot of history here.